to this video and to a very foggy A1. We are on our way down to London. Eloise is singing in the back. Bright and early, it's 8:30. We've got a busy couple of days ahead of us in London. I'm not sure how this video is going to be, whether it has everything in it or whether I split it up a bit, but the plan is get to the travel lodge in Walthamstow, because that's where we're staying tonight. Pete probably then has to run off because he's got a lunch meeting thingy somewhere. Me and Eloise have to kill several hours, so I need to feed her a bottle when we get to London. And then I think we might go to the Young V&A, which is the old Museum of Childhood, which is over in Bethnal Green. I have no idea how all these timings are going to work, because then we need to get over to the Excel by about 2.
I'm going to aim to, I'll probably text one thing.
Okay, about 2, because we've got tickets for Comic-Con, so just in transparency and stuff, would these be classed as gifted?
Well, yeah, I've been given industry passes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically so that Pete, as part of Endpoint and some various other people, can see whether they were going to exhibit there in future, because they've now linked up with some other company that does esports stuff, which, you know, is about the extent of my knowledge on all of these things. But as you know, I'm on maternity leave, I don't have any work, I've got Eloise. We thought we'd join along because I've never been to Comic-Con, and I thought it could be interesting to see people dress up. It's not a thing I would have ever paid for, but as it's a free ticket.
Any signatures you want from these famous people there?
I thought we would go. So we've got that, and then because we're in London and I've been waiting for this show for I don't know how many years, Pete's then going to take Eloise and I'm going to go off and see Mean Girls the Musical. In my head, how the videos are going to work is that you'll get the museum bit with me and Eloise and the musical with me, and then the Comic-Con will be a separate video, but I have no idea, it might all be wrong. I'll write down here what's happening. So yeah, that is the plan. If all goes well, we should be in London by 10:15. And let's do the day. It's going to be busy, it's going to be a bit hectic. I've got to try and manoeuvre the baby around the underground system by myself, which last time was a bit difficult because not everywhere has lifts. And
then it'll be my turn on the way back.
Yeah, but you're basically on the Elizabeth line and that'll be fine. But
what about to Walthamstow? No.
For a lot of it, you would be.
No.
I would have thought. So yeah, that's the day. We are there Saturday, but we're seeing family and things like that, so I won't be vlogging that bit, I don't think. So yeah, come along, enjoy the ride, and hopefully this fog lifts. Just in a custard. Hot chocolate. Is having some milk, and we will have this pit stop and then head off to the museum. So we made it. So I got the overground to Bethnal Green. Turns out Bethnal Green does not have a lift, just lots of stairs, but thankfully there was a very nice man, or at least 2 nice men, because there was a woman with the pram behind me as well, who helped us calm down. Now we're making our way over to the Young V&A. All the things to play with as she goes for mummy's bag. me and Eloise just finished at the Young V&A, or the old Museum of Childhood. She is... very much asleep after all of the fun. I don't remember a lot about the Museum of Childhood anyway, but I do remember it was lots of like cases of old toys. They do still have that, but not really, so I suppose the sort of nostalgia toy bit is kind of gone in there. But I would say it's really good for kids because lots of the things are interactive. Obviously we didn't really take part in much of the interactive stuff because Eloise is far too young, but I can see there being a lot of things. We also didn't go up to the first floor, which I think might be a bit more adult and might have more of that kind of nostalgic toy bit that I didn't really see. What I did like is obviously Eloise is 8 months, so it's quite hard to find somewhere for her that will entertain her, or at least give her space to move. And they had a little section for 2s and unders. Wasn't a lot in it, and they tried to give like exhibits and stuff, but it was space for her to move and crawl and all of that kind of stuff. Again, it might be better if she was actually a bit more mobile, but for what I wanted, and for the sake of not having her cooped up in the pram all day, really good. A couple of downsides, which maybe they should have thought about, because I heard that they've sort of revamped it fairly recently. Lifts, there's only one. And it's quite small, so you can just about fit 2 prams and 2 people in it, and it was a squeeze for that, and it's really slow. But there is a ramp up to the first floor, so you don't actually need it to get to the mezzanine they would call it, but to go down to the toilets or up to the other floor you do. Excuse the man shouting behind me. The other thing is the toilets themselves. They have like 2 baby stations just out in the open, but obviously I needed the toilet and I have this with me. They had 2 cubicles at the end that were bigger, but again it was a real tight squeeze to fit me and Eloise in that cubicle for me to actually use the toilet. So a bit awkward. Several places around the museum are like buggy parks, so that works well. You just sort of have to, everyone is doing it, you just got to sort of hope that everyone that's there is good and not going to steal all your stuff. So I kept this bag with me, and all the babies loved it. And then her bag, which is literally just like formula and like toys and just bits that I need for the baby during the day, stayed on the pram. So all in all, I think it was good. It was definitely worth the trip over here. It wasn't that far on the overground from Walthamstow. I needed to kill a few hours while Pete had his meetings and stuff, so that's why we came here, because I'd heard that there might be something for her age group. I obviously didn't look a lot to see if there was anything else other than that little play bit, but that's basically what I needed. Did go to the cafe. I had a ham and cheese baguette. It was £6.50. I don't really know if that's a good price or not, but I was hungry and I needed something. And again, lots of chairs, lots of high chairs. They also had a microwave as well if you're trying to warm up baby food and that kind of stuff. I think that was for everyone. I didn't actually see anyone using it. So yeah, if you're looking for somewhere for a baby in London, would recommend the Young V&A. There's just a few little things. I came on a Friday, sort of at about 11:30. It was busy, quite a lot of school parties and stuff, and just general mum meetups, which if they had somewhere like this in Sheffield would be a great place if you were doing like an NCT group or something like that. I kind of wish we had one because my baby likes to move, so it'd be nice to have a place where we could meet and she could do that, and we haven't really found one in Sheffield yet. So yeah, I'm now going to make my way over to the Excel to go to Comic-Con. I'm hoping that that's going to be a separate video, and that there'll be enough for both. If not, it will be Comic-Con next. Otherwise, it will be me heading off to the theatre tonight. So, all in all, that was a good morning spent. So, we are now found our way to Whitechapel and get the Elizabeth line over to Customs House for the Excel. So I've finished at Comic-Con. I am now at Tottenham Court Road. 2 stops to Charing Cross to make my way over to the Savoy Hotel and the Savoy Theatre. Mean Girls the musical. I have been looking forward to this show for years. we're back home now. So I thought while I unpack everything, I might as well give you a rundown of the rest of the weekend. So Saturday we spent time with Pete's family, went for a meal, went for the park, that kind of stuff, and then we travelled back to my parents, where we spent Sunday with them, coming back sort of, I think we left about 3:30 from them yesterday. So it was a busy weekend, but a good weekend nonetheless. But Mean Girls, let's go with that one because you haven't heard about that. I don't know if you heard me because of the tube noise and stuff, but I've been waiting for that show for an incredibly long time. So it was announced on Broadway, run on Broadway like before COVID, and then there were rumours that it would be coming to the West End like as soon as it hit Broadway. It took at least 5 years probably to actually make its way over. It opened earlier this year, I think, and I wasn't sure I was going to go and see it. Originally I thought I was going to have to go into London to fix my work laptop. I've managed to do that remote, but my plan then was to go and see Mean Girls as a matinee to sort of tie that in as well. So when I then didn't have to do that, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to see it despite waiting years for it to come. So yeah, glad I went to see it. It was a good show. It was a good show. It had everything that you wanted from a Mean Girls musical, in that it had all the nods to the film that you'd want, and all of that kind of stuff, but with its own sort of spin, because it had its own songs and all of that kind of stuff, because the film isn't a musical. Or the original film isn't a musical, because they have now made a film of the musical, which is a musical of the film. It's all a bit confusing. The one thing that is probably is a me problem, 100% a me problem, is that obviously I've watched that film quite a lot. It was definitely one of my favourites. I was like a teen, early 20s, so I watched it quite a lot. So how I think of the characters and the look of the characters is very much determined by the film. So when Karen, for instance, isn't blonde, or Aaron Samuels is a blonde man, it threw me a bit, and although they did well at portraying it all, it was just a bit hard for me to get that into my brain. But the cast did a very good job with it all. They're clean, aren't they? That's clean clothing. Right, so I'll leave that on there. The woman playing Katie, I think she did a very good job acting wise, but her voice, there's just something about it that didn't appeal to me. Again, very personal. But the actual plastics, I think they did those really well. They've cast them really well, despite the fact they might not look like who I thought they should. My favourite characters were Janice and Damien. Both those actors did a great job with it. They had some of the best songs, some of the best lines, some of the best moments in the show, and definite like comic relief, comic value with those two. So yeah, all in all, really enjoyed the show, and very glad I got to see it. There are obviously other shows in London I would have liked to have seen as well, but I can't see them all, and that was the one that I've wanted to see for so long, so glad we managed to get there. The other thing I managed to do was rummage in the books at my dad's church. There is a video that I've done before where I've done that and got a few, so I didn't actually have very long and still managed to come away with 7 books, and I didn't go through all of the crates that they have there, but they all bounced on the stack of them, so I'll show you now. Ace of Spades isn't one that's
The one I'm just currently reading, I needed it to be taller, but they had the 2 bind-ups of the Mallory Towers books. Now, I have read them before, but I actually only had first and second term, so I got rid of them and then found those. Love, Simon, which is the Homo Sapien Agenda, Simon and the Homo Sapien Agenda, but that's the like Netflix title. But I've been interested in that. Letters of the Lost by Bridget Camera. I've only read the Cursebreaker series by her, but I really like her writing, so I thought I'd give her YA contemporary, I think it's YA, a go. Ballet Shoes by Noel Streatfeild. Again, children's book that never read, kind of intrigued me. It might be good for Eloise one day. Life After Life by Kate Atkinson is one that I've liked the sound of and wanted to read but never wanted to buy. And then 10 Things We Shouldn't Have Done by Sarah Milanowski. I liked the 2 books, what's they called? The one where they get like, they can like communicate with each other in their brains, but no, they don't have to talk. I like those books anyway, I can't remember what they're called. So that's my little book haul from the weekend as well. I didn't really do too badly with that one, did I? So yeah, that is the sort of London portion of it. There is also a Comic-Con video, I think that's come out beforehand and I've probably already linked it anyway. That's the chunk of the day that you didn't see in this video. But if you have enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!